So the dust has settled on the Cold War Alpha that was released exclusively for the PS4 this weekend just gone, and there's a lot that is great about this game. With that being said, there's also a lot that I hope Activision will address before the full release of the game in November. In this video, I'll be going into detail about the positives and the negatives that I found with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I spent a big chunk of time playing the game to get myself a good understanding of it, and I streamed a couple of these playing sessions on Twitch. I had really mixed feelings during my time playing this, going from absolutely loving it to hating it and thinking it was going to be a dud year for Call of Duty. I have calmed down a bit now and can actually provide a level-headed critique of the game without being too caught up in any rage-inducing COD moments live on stream. I think the best way to structure this video is to first do somewhat of a comparison between this and the last Call of Duty, then go into some of the positives and the negatives. If you're completely used to the way Modern Warfare and Warzone play, then this game will really shake up what you're used to. Of course, this is just an alpha, so it's not a 100% accurate representation of the game that we'll see in 7 weeks' time, but it's pretty much there. I'm sure there will be a lot of changes made, but what's apparent now is that there are some huge differences between Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War. The first of those being the time to kill. Now, I've gotten personally used to the very quick time to kill of Modern Warfare, leaving Warzone out of it, obviously. Modern Warfare generally in multiplayer has a very quick time to kill. This is completely different in Black Ops Cold War. It moves away from the sort of realism simulator that I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare was going for, and is way more arcadey. Another big difference to the gameplay is that there is absolutely no mounting whatsoever of weapons. So that means you can't create a laser out of basically any weapon by putting the gun on a flat surface or a wall or something like that. So hopefully in this game, I think that will have an impact on the amount of campers that we see, because obviously they lose the advantage of being able to mount on walls. In addition to this, there is no tactical sprint, but what you will notice is that initially when you start sprinting, you're a little bit faster than when you get into a few seconds of holding that button down. The general speed of movement as well feels a bit quicker than Modern Warfare, so I don't think we really lose out too much by not having tactical sprint. Another little thing is that the grenade throwing distance feels a lot bigger. You can get your grenade to go way further than you were able to on Modern Warfare. Not only this, but it's also a lot slower to use tacticals and grenades in this game. There are, of course, a lot more differences between the two games than this, and I will go into that in the positives and negatives sections moving forward now. So, the positives. It's new. A new feeling is always nice, to be fair, in a Call of Duty game, obviously unless you've got jetpacks on your back, which I was really not a fan of a few years ago. It's nice to have a AAA title where it shakes up every single year, you get something new, and that's always a nice feeling. Every Call of Duty is going to have that positive, in my opinion. I think another positive, this isn't anything to do with the alpha to be fair, it benefits from being released on the launch of next gen. The graphics are going to be fantastic. We really saw with Modern Warfare and Warzone, Infinity Ward pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the current generation of consoles. The health bar. Now, this one is quite a contentious one. Some people hate it and some people like it. For me, initially, it was quite shocking, to be fair, to see it. You're not used to seeing a health bar. It is very arcadey kind of style, seeing one of those above a player's head when you're shooting them. But I've grown to like it. You may still shout the question at your screen, how didn't I kill him? But at least you know exactly how much health they've got left. If a teammate shot someone next to you or they're across the map, you know with one bullet from a submachine gun, you can finish that guy off. I can tell the future, I think, with this one as well. I know for a fact that I'm going to say, oh my god, he had no health left in his bar, how isn't he dead? So I'm sure my opinion will probably change at some point playing this game. But I think it is an interesting and positive change for Cold War. Another positive for me is a shotgun in the second slot. Now this is another relatively controversial topic. We've only ever seen pistols and launchers and melee weapons really in the second slot. So moving shotguns here is a bold move from Treyarch. All you need to know moving into this game is that snipers will probably have a shotgun in their second slot, so they're not as easy to take out close range as you might initially think. So moving on to the negatives now, and there are a few here for me. The biggest one is the audio. The footsteps, in my opinion, are too loud. They are massively distracting. If you're on a multi-level building, you can hear footsteps from left and right, but it's really difficult to understand if they're from above or below you, and that is massively distracting. You're constantly looking around trying to work out exactly where that enemy is. It was a big complaint in Modern Warfare that people had that the footstep audio wasn't good enough, and I can understand that, I totally agree. But with Black Ops Cold War, it's almost like they've gone too far the other way. There's no happy medium that they've found so far, and I feel like a mixture of the two games so far, this is obviously, we're talking about an alpha here, so it may change, but I imagine it probably won't. If they were able to find some happy medium between the two, then I think that's where we'd find the sweet spot for footstep audio. Generally, audio in the game in terms of explosions, gunfire and that sort of thing, it's a little bit off in my opinion. The ambient sounds and the gunfire, it doesn't sound as realistic as what you can expect from Modern Warfare. And maybe this was a conscious decision from Treyarch. They're going for a more arcadey type game, it appears, but it just doesn't suit me personally. The next negative is the strength of the aim assist. Now, of course, you're able to change aim assist settings within the settings page of Call of Duty, but when the game comes stock with such a strong aim assist, it's obviously going to be used by the majority of players, especially casual players. I found that it was dragging my aim even sort of through walls at times to try and get that kill and help me out in getting that kill from long range. Of course, we're never going to fully escape aim assist in Call of Duty, but this one is way too powerful. The next negative is that there is no class editing while you're in the middle of a game anymore. What I really like about Modern Warfare is that you can go into your class when you need to and make amendments during the game to react to situations that are going on. If a VTOL's coming in, you can quickly take EOD off and put on Cold-Blooded, for example. And I suppose with removing this edit button in games, it stops people from adapting in that way. I can imagine that that is pretty frustrating for the person who calls in the VTOL that gets no kills because everyone switches to Cold-Blooded. So although it's on my negative list, I think to be fair, it's probably a positive for this game, as much as I personally don't like it. The next point on this list is that there's no way of testing your guns without going into a game. I feel like Call of Duty World War II got this down really well. There was a shooting range that you could quickly nip into if you made some changes to your gun. With both Modern Warfare and Cold War, there is a massive focus on the gunsmith and editing your guns to suit your playstyle. So I feel like being able to test those guns without actually having to go into a game would be really, really beneficial. For me, it was missing on Modern Warfare, and it looks like it's going to be missing again on Cold War. So I've recently started my journey into streaming on Twitch, and I had my first couple of streams over the weekend playing this alpha. So if you're in the market for Call of Duty content on Twitch, then please check me out at twitch.tv/JmCooKie. All in all, I did grow to like the game the more I played it, and keeping in mind that this is just an alpha, it will obviously have some changes against the full game that releases in November. With Call of Duty games, there's always going to be the first few weeks where you're getting used to the way the new game plays. And one thing this year that I think will be very challenging is that if you're going to be going from Warzone to Cold War and back and forth like that, you're going to find it pretty difficult, to be honest. The games are going to play very, very differently, and that is something that you really need to keep in mind when you purchase and play this game. So go into Cold War with an open mind, and hopefully you will enjoy it. If you don't, for the first time ever, we have a Call of Duty game that will continue to get a lot of updates and attention in Warzone. So that option remains for you to stick with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more like this in the future. As I said earlier in the video, I am streaming on Twitch now, so I'd love to see you over there. You can find the link in the description. I'm JmCooKie. Cheers.